Breaking news tonight in the case for a couple accused in a quadruple murder in Anderson County.
Right now, Amy and Ross Velarde are in jail facing murder charges. It comes after the 2015 murders of Amy's mother, Kathy Scott, Kathy's husband, Michael Scott, Mike's mother, Barbara Scott, and Kathy's mother, Violet Taylor. For nearly a decade, the murders went unsolved until Velarde's arrest in 2023. Today, there was a pretrial hearing in the case, and our Maya Payton joins us live with more on what was decided. Maya.
You guys, 6 hours spent today in court. Now, both Amy and Ross, their attorneys, their defense teams came together. They were both talking about the statements that both Amy and Ross have made. And they're questioning how one person's words will impact another in front of a jury. Now, much of today was spent talking about these statements. And earlier, if you were with us the last hour, I talked about Ross's attorney and all that he had to say. Well, now we're going to talk about Amy's attorney and what those similar concerns that were shared. Now, the defense pointed out specific evidence that they say would be hard for a jury to separate. Amy's attorney highlighted a Facebook video in which Ross Velarde is seen arguing with one of the victims, saying, "I hope you die." End quote. She also highlighted hearing about concerns on Ross's military training and knives. Amy's attorney told the court there are only two options here: either eliminate certain statements entirely or have separate trials. Now, it's important to note that both Amy and Ross's attorneys supported each other in this move for separate trials. Here's what Ross's attorney had to say.
The reason we wanted to bring the severance is not because we think one is more innocent or one is not. We believe in both of their innocence. But the reason for the severance is, with this being the case that it is, there's always the fear that the state will try to use innocent statements against somebody else that they shouldn't. And so that's why we're trying to keep that out.
The state also argued that holding two separate trials will waste time and resources. The state claims the couple acted in concert, so they acted together, so they should be tried together. Well, the judge ultimately granted the request for separate trials, and the state decided that Amy's trial, her trial, would be first, and that will be on February 23rd. The defense also moved for an undue delay, but the judge denied it. I also want to take a brief moment to talk about, inside of the courtroom and its atmosphere. Obviously, Amy and Ross were both present. I saw moments where they, stole glances at each other. Also want to highlight that even though the judge did deny the delay, he said it's going to be more difficult for the state to prove its case, considering the length of time on this. As a reminder, that these murders happened 10 years ago. Of course, we'll be looking at February 23rd and all that comes with that. Here in Anderson County, I'm Maya Payton, WYFF News 4.